Hey guys, we talked about last Thursday that we were going to move our I Believe Club meeting up from tomorrow at 3 till today because today is a very special day. So we won't be meeting tomorrow at 3. We won't have our regular Monday lesson, but this lesson is for all our I Believers and this is for all the Acorns. So if you have somebody 5th grade or under, or if you just want to hang around with us too, because we're going to be talking about why today is so special. Today's Easter. And I also have a special book that I want to read to you. And grown-ups, this book, it kind of made me cry a little bit when there weren't any kids around. You're going to love this book just as much as the kids are. So we want to say a very big thank you to the Good Book Company. We want to thank Miss Lauren and Miss Catalina, the writer and illustrator of this book. And we're just going to read this book together. I think you're going to love it as much as I do. In the little town of Bethany, there lived a man named Lazarus. He had 2 sisters, Mary and Martha. Martha loved to throw a party. Mary loved to sit and listen. Lazarus loved his 2 sisters, and they were all friends with a man named Jesus. But one day, Lazarus got sick. He went to bed sick, and he woke up sick. Mary and Martha looked after him, but Lazarus got worse and worse. "I know," said Martha. "I will tell our friend Jesus. He can help." Martha thought about all Jesus had done. He had made blind people see. He had made the deaf people hear. He made people who had been sick walk, jump, run, and leap for joy. He could make Lazarus well. So she and Mary sent a message to Jesus. "Lord Jesus, our brother Lazarus, the friend that you love, is sick. Come quickly." It took 2 days for Martha's message to reach Jesus. And when Jesus heard his friend was very, very sick, he did nothing? He did nothing? That's right. He didn't ride the first donkey to Bethlehem or Bethany. He didn't run until his side hurt. For 2 whole days, he stayed right where he was. Why did he do that? Let's see. Jesus told his disciples, "Our friend Lazarus is very sick, but this illness won't end with Lazarus being dead. We won't have to say goodbye forever. I have a plan." Whew! Jesus had a plan. But what was it? Then at last, Jesus and his disciples headed to Bethany. "Our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep," Jesus announced, "but I'm on the way to wake him up." The disciples looked at each other. Did they hear him right? Lazarus was sleeping? Couldn't Mary and Martha wake him up? Jesus knew their questions. He looked right at them and he said, "Lazarus has died." Dead? How could this be? Didn't Jesus say that Lazarus would not die? Didn't he say they wouldn't have to say goodbye forever? What happened to his plan? Every step to Bethany felt heavier and heavier. Their hearts sank deeper and deeper. They were sad their friend had died. They didn't even get to say goodbye. 4 days after Lazarus had died, Jesus and his disciples finally arrived. Martha came running to meet him. Her face was sad. Her eyes were red. "Lord," she gasped, "if only you had been here, Lazarus would not have died. But I know nothing is impossible with you, even after someone's died and we've said our forever goodbyes." "You are right, Martha," Jesus said. "There is a day coming when we will say goodbye to saying goodbyes forever. Do you believe that?" Martha nodded. "Yes, I believe in you, Jesus. I know you are the Son of God, and I know you always do what you promise. You will end our goodbyes forever." Martha went and fetched her sister Mary. Oh, Mary was so sad. The brother she loved was gone. She would never hug him again. She would never eat with him again. She would never see his face again. Jesus saw her tears, and then it happened. His heart broke. Jesus knew what he was going to do. He knew Lazarus' goodbye wasn't forever, but his heart broke for his friends. When they reached Lazarus' tomb, Jesus cried too. They cried and they cried and they cried because they had to say a forever goodbye. But then Jesus stopped crying and he said, "Take away the stone." Martha told him there might be a horrible smell. Jesus said, "You need to believe me." Then he yelled like a lion's mighty roar, "Lazarus, come out." Oh, what do you think happened? And he did. Look at his sisters. Oh, they're so happy. Jesus kept his word. Lazarus being sick didn't end with him being dead. It ended with him alive even after he died, after they had to say goodbye. Mary, Martha, Lazarus, and Jesus were together again. Martha threw a party. Mary laughed and listened. Lazarus was going to be alive. He was alive, and they were so, so glad. But then the time came for Jesus to say goodbye. He hugged his friends that he loved, and he said, "Goodbye for now, but not forever." Jesus had to go to Jerusalem, where he would be the one to say goodbye and die. And then, like Lazarus, walk out of a tomb alive. And after that, Jesus said goodbye again because he was going back to heaven. It was sad for Jesus' friends to say goodbye, but they would see him again in the land that lay after their dying, in the land where there would be no more goodbyes, not ever. We all have to say goodbye sometimes. Some of them are short goodbyes. Some of them are long goodbyes. Sometimes a friend of Jesus who we love gets sick and we're so sad. Sometimes because they die, we have to say goodbye, and it feels like a forever goodbye. Jesus knows it is sad to say goodbye, so that's why Jesus came to end the goodbyes. And one day, Jesus and all his friends will say goodbye to goodbyes forever. Don't you love that book? That's why it's one of my favorites, and that's why I wanted to read this book to you on Easter Sunday instead of tomorrow. So we won't meet tomorrow, but that's okay. I'll see you on Thursday. And if you've ever had to say goodbye to anybody, I had to. It's kind of sad, isn't it? But Jesus came to end our goodbyes, and that is the best news. And that's the whole news of Easter. So that's why we celebrate, and we're excited because Jesus brings hope, and he gives us hope. So don't forget, our memory verse for this month is 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. Remember, for God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and self-control. Grown-ups, if you have kids in your life who have had to say goodbye, you want to get this book. This is one of the Good Book Company books, Goodbye to Goodbyes by Lauren Chandler. And this is definitely one to have in your library. So goodbye, friends. But it won't be for long. I will see you soon. I love you. I'm proud of you. Don't forget to go bless somebody. And I hope you have a good day.